Millions of people around the planet dream of moving to countries with a higher standard of living. There, all conditions are created for comfortable living. Developed infrastructure, efficient judicial system, high salaries, advanced medicine, many other things attract the attention of potential migrants. At first glance, everything is splendid, but there is a flip side to the coin. These countries are very expensive to live in. And if you don't have a good source of income, you won't be able to live there normally. In this video, we will discuss the 5 most expensive countries to live in. The list is compiled based on the most important criteria. These include the cost of real estate, transportation expenses, utility bills, and expenditures on basic needs. Number 5. Luxembourg. This small country ranks second in the world after Qatar in terms of per capita wealth. It's no wonder that housing here is very expensive. To buy your own property, you'll have to pay from $7,500 per square meter. Rent for a small one-bedroom apartment costs between $1,200 and $2,000 per month. Food prices here are not much different from the European average. You can have lunch in a restaurant for $19. A cup of cappuccino costs $3. However, the personal income tax rate is 39%, significantly affecting the family budget. High living costs are offset by high salaries. Luxembourg has the highest minimum wage in Europe, almost $2,370 per month. The average salary in the country is about $4,000, and the unemployment rate in the previous year dropped to 6% of the working age population. Number 4. The Bahamas. Vacationing in the Bahamas has long been considered a symbol of status and luxury. The standard of living here is indeed high, but the cost of living is also high. Products in the Bahamas are imported from abroad, and most of them are of high quality, hence they are quite expensive. For example, if you are used to having eggs for breakfast, a dozen eggs will cost 4 times more than in Europe. If you live in a small apartment, you will pay at least $300 a month for utilities. Rent for a small apartment will cost you no less than $1,000. However, buying your own property is not so expensive, ranging from $900 to $1,600 per square meter. Number 3. Norway. According to the World Happiness Report published by the UN in 2018, Norwegians are second only to Finns in terms of happiness. The report takes into account factors such as GDP per capita, social support for citizens, citizens' trust in the country's leadership, and life expectancy. But happiness comes at a cost. Rent for a small apartment in the capital of Norway will cost $1,200 to $1,600. And if you want to buy your own apartment, be prepared to pay $7,000 to $9,000 per square meter. Average salaries here also seem very high. High-level specialists in IT and oil refining industries can expect income of $15,000 to $20,000 per month. But don't rejoice too soon. The tax system here is structured in such a way that the more you earn, the more taxes you pay. In addition, Norway imports almost all food products, so prices in stores are very high. Number 2. Iceland. The local harsh climate did not prevent the active development of infrastructure. According to the UN, Iceland is the safest country in the world. At the same time, living here is very expensive. For example, lunch at an average restaurant will cost you at least $50. To buy your own property in the city, you will have to pay $4,000 to $5,000 per square meter. In the suburbs, 1 square meter will cost $3,000 to $4,000. Apartments are cheaper than townhouses and private houses. But it is houses that are very popular here and are built according to individual projects. The tax system in Iceland is also quite interesting. Corporations pay a tax of only 5% of profits. At the same time, ordinary people and private entrepreneurs pay a 38% income tax. Number 1. Switzerland. Alpine meadows, chocolate, cheese, expensive watches, reliable banks, and a magnificent climate. Yes, this is Switzerland. It's impossible to count all those who want to move to this country permanently. It's no wonder that Switzerland has been leading the list of the most expensive countries to live in for many years. To buy your own property within the city limits, you will have to pay from $10,000 to $11,000 per square meter. In the suburbs, the price per square meter is around $8,000. Rent for a small apartment on the outskirts of the city will cost you about $2,000 per month. You will also pay another $1,000 per year for a parking space rental. You won't be allowed to park your car wherever you want. At the same time, many native residents prefer to rent housing rather than buy it. This is due to the features of the tax system. That part of the income that you spend on rent or mortgage payments is not subject to tax. Even with such prices, almost a quarter of the country's population are permanent residents. In Switzerland, salaries are very high, but about 25% of your income will go towards taxes, pension contributions, and medical insurance. In which country would you like to live? Share your opinion in the comments.